me make sure you can see me and you can hear me. We are live. Just give me a heads up. Let me know that you can see me because Facebook is always fun. We are here for day 2 with the Predictable Profits workshop where we are talking all about innovative authority. Sorry, there may be a slight lag, so if you don't see my face, I will be here, I promise. But as you're hopping on live, say hello. Let me know that you are here. And for today's question, I'm going to ask you, how long have you been in business? So as you're hopping on, say hi. If you're on replay and watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay. Same rules apply. I want you to answer the same questions. And today we're talking about innovative authority, which is probably one of my favorite topics. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Hold on. Can everyone hear me? Give me some sort of thumbs up or something so you guys can hear me. Hi, Courtney. Okay. My computer keeps wanting to turn off my video. So, oops, you'll see my chest for a second. We're going to make this fun today. Give me a second while I switch my camera up. Okay. Hopefully everything's live and working. Sometimes I can't see all the comments. So, hey, Taylor. Hi, Wilma. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Jean. Okay, so let's start. Before I jump in to tell you all about this, and oh my gosh, my video keeps cutting in and out. Let's see, this works out nicely. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Terry. Before we get started, tell me all if you guys have your workbook. It's the same workbook that was sent out both on Sunday and on Monday, but I want to make sure you guys have it. If you don't have it, only if you don't have it, drop workbook in the comments so that our team knows that you don't have this so we can get it over to you. We will be sending this via DM, so make sure you're checking your DMs from whoever your success advisor is. Good, I'm seeing that you guys have it. You guys have it. Super excited. Okay. So forgive me because I have to have 2 screens open and it doesn't always make it easy for me to know where to look. I'm about to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Again, as you're hopping on, say hi, let me know you're here throughout this process so that it doesn't feel super one-sided. Make sure you're dropping in the comments and you're saying hi and you're giving me emojis and you're giving me responses because lives are always funny because it's kind of me just talking to myself unless you guys are jumping in. Oh, Ashley's in the same time zone as me. So my kids are all home today and I don't have dad to watch them. So cross your fingers that the kids don't come in and run and make it crazy. So let's see how it is. Laura says she doesn't have it. Anyone who doesn't have a workbook, drop workbook in the comments and we will get you guys all set up. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me just a minute to get fancy pants with my stuff. All right. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I'm going to put my little face in the corner and we're going to jump into day 2 of the Predictable Profits workshop. I am super excited, guys, because today we're talking about one of my favorite conversations of all time. Oh no, it's sharing me the wrong screen. So give me a second. You guys are so, I'm trying not to have my stuff all funny, but here we are. Okay. Goodness sakes, it's just not being nice to me today. We're going to make this work. Give me just a minute while we try to make it fun. I can't imagine me not having some technical difficulties in life. All right, now we should be able to see everything. Let me just do a quick look on Facebook. If I haven't made your head hurt yet, why are you even here? I like to make people's head hurt by making you guys have to look at 10 different monitors. Here we are. Hi. I never panic over this stuff anymore because I'm so used to it, Ashley. But here we are. We all love tech. I like to be real about it because who cares? Tech happens. All right, but we are here today for day 2 of the Predictable Profits workshop, talking about innovative authority, which is by far my most favorite conversation because it's one that nobody talks about. We're all talking about tactics. We're all talking about hacks. We're all talking about marketing and sales and blah, 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 blah. But nobody tells you that the most important thing to growing your business is knowing your authority, right? It's the key to rendering your competition completely irrelevant and standing out online so that you can actually render your competition irrelevant. So drop competition in the comments because we all have it. We all have competition. And I want you to recognize that having innovative authority is how leaders are distinguished and how legacies are built. I don't know about you guys, but that always gives me goosebumps because I want to create a legacy. I want to create a business that is really thriving and that I'm serving people at the biggest, best way possible. Okay. So drop competition. If you guys are ready to render your competition completely irrelevant, you are ready to be the go-to in your industry, the top of the top, and no longer sitting around trying to compete against everyone else. Okay. So, oh goodness. Here's what we're covering. Yesterday, we talked about the mindset of yes. If you did not watch the training on the mindset of yes, hit pause on this training, go watch that training and come back to watch this later, because the mindset of yes is really going to be what sets the stage for everything. And I know it sounds crazy and like, oh, I don't need that knowledge, but trust me, you do. Okay. So I want to give a shout out to those of you who went through the mindset of yes training yesterday, because you ladies showed up, you brought the freaking heat and you dug deep and really shifted your mindset around getting yeses. I literally was flooded with DMs of people saying that they loved that training and that they made that decision that day to say, heck yes, to their future. So I just want to say it again so that we stay true to this. I want you to say yes one more time to me today. Drop into the comments and say yes if you have shifted and began that process of shifting your mindset to a mindset of yes. Because remember, we decided that success was no longer optional. We decided that that was the day that everything changed. And now it's time for your authority factor. It's time for you to now take that mindset shift and bring it to light by really getting clear on that authority factor. So here's the deal. Today we're talking about what I love to say, promo threads, content, and saturated markets. Oh my, first impressions are everything, okay? In an online marketplace, the reality of it is our first impressions are everything. And it's a fast-paced online world and people have short attention spans, okay? So drop short in the comments if you guys are sick and tired of the short attention spans and not being able to catch people in their short attention spans, because I will tell you, it's hard out there, right? It's difficult when people are scrolling on their phones constantly and it's hard to get them to slow their scroll, okay? But here's the deal. You know you're good at what you do. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't know you were good at what you did. If you didn't know in some way, shape, or form that you are an expert, even if you're not 100% sure on what that expertise is, you know you have a drive within you to change lives, to make massive impact, and to do something big with what you're doing. But you're struggling, right? You're spending more and more time actually trying to get people to pay attention to you than you are actually serving people. Give me a hands up if that's you, because that was me for a really long time. Hey, Josephine, I'm glad you could be here live with us. I spent a really long time spending most of my time marketing and trying to sell my stuff rather than actually trying to work with clients. Because here's the deal. You didn't get into business to be a marketer. Even though I'm a marketer, I didn't get into my business to be a marketer. I wanted to serve people. I wanted to make massive impact. And if you're just like me and you wanted to make massive impact, drop impact. I want to hear you say you got into this business to make massive impact. And I don't know about you, but I was sick and tired of being the best kept secret for so long in my business, telling myself over and over again that if someone would just give me a chance, they would see how incredible I was. I felt really small. Super small, guys. And I share my story with you because it wasn't long ago that that was the case for me. And I want you to know that my clients have all been through the same exact thing. We've all struggled with feeling small. So drop small in the comments if you have felt small, if you have felt like a tiny little fish in a sea, a giant ocean, and you are sick and tired of feeling like that small fish and you're ready to break out of that. Okay? Because I felt small for a really long time. I felt like 90% of my time, I was just trying to market myself. I was trying to sell and I was getting nowhere in my business. And the truth of the matter was I was absolutely desperate for clients. I was talking to people into working with me. I literally would say to people, just give me a chance. I promise it'll be awesome. And I felt like I was constantly making myself feel so small just in order to get clients. So again, if you guys have ever felt small, drop small in the comments. I want to know that I'm not alone in this because it was a horrible time in my life. I felt small in all areas of my life because of that. And maybe you felt like that same, right? Maybe you've had a time in your business where you feel like you're begging people to take a chance on you. You're begging people to slow their scroll just to pay attention to you, just to give you an opportunity for your voice to be heard. And that's a tough space to be in because I get it and I've been there. And here's the deal. Blending in with the noise doesn't work. And so I'm going to share with you my story and I'm going to share some stories of my clients as well, because their story is just like yours. And I don't know about you, but I was so tired when I started in business, feeling like I heard all success stories and I never got to hear the real stories that get us to where we are. Okay. So for me, I was barely getting by. I was tethered to my phone. I was constantly sitting there looking for someone to post a job opportunity, looking for someone to help them grow their business, or looking for someone to DM me back. And I would literally remember sitting there in the DMs, watching and seeing if somebody checked my DMs and wondering why they didn't. I endlessly waited for those potential clients, right? I wondered, why did they read the message and not respond back to me? And so when they didn't respond back to me, I'd shrink myself and I get I shrink my prices and I start begging them to say yes. I'd send them every testimonial I could find. I'd be like, hey, you should definitely work with me, until it literally felt desperate. Okay. And I'm sharing this with you. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, but I want you guys to hear my story so that you can tell me you've been there too. So tell me if you've ever done that. If you've ever felt like you're tethered to your phone and you're constantly sitting there waiting for someone to post that they need help, or maybe you're checking your messages over and over again, hitting refresh on your phone over and over again, just to see if someone's responded back to you. Drop me too if that's been you, if you've been there. Taylor says, calling me out right now. Girl, it was my story. It was my story. And I've got 3 kids, so I don't have time to be doing that, but I was. I shrink myself. And guess what? I was completely miserable. So I want to hear from you if you guys are there. I hear that that's where I am at right now. It sucks, right? It's not a good feeling when you start in your business thinking, I want to change the world. I want to do something huge. And then here you are feeling like the tiniest fish in this giant, huge sea. And you're wondering what the heck you're supposed to do. I know, I see a lot of you saying, are you sure you're not pinpointing me out? No, I'm telling you my story. And I spent years doing this. So this is why I'm so passionate and why I get so fired up about this conversation, because I wasted way too much time on this. I gave up so much time away from my family, so much time working with the wrong clients, doing all the wrong things. But honestly, something clicked for me. Okay. There literally was a moment where I woke the heck up and I said to myself, I'm sick and tired of blending in with the noise. Okay. This might be your wake up call. And if it is, I'm so excited that you're here and I get to be a part of that wake up call. But what I want to hear from you is for you to say blend. If you're tired of blending in with the noise, if you are done being just another little small fish in a giant big sea, because I've been there, I've done that. And we all want to get past that. Okay. Because here's the deal. What didn't work for me, what didn't work for my clients, people who have worked with business coaches, who've worked with other people before, was that they tried to copy and paste what someone else was doing. I've done it. I literally would watch the top people in the industry and say, okay, this is how they did it. Let me copy and paste it into my business. So drop copy in the comments if you've done this. If you have copy and pasted tactics, wishing that it would work for you. And there's no shame in this, guys. I don't want you to feel shameful of this. I just want to be honest with this. This is something that's taught in the coaching industry, and I really like to call it out because I'm not a coach, I'm a strategist, and I want to be clear that copy and paste tactics don't work. Because here's the deal. What worked for one person isn't going to work for you. You're not them. Unless you're a robotic clone of some sort of them, their tactics are not going to work for you. And see, your clients are getting sick and tired of everything that's being blending in. Just like you're tired of blending in, your clients are tired of you blending in. They're tired of seeing the same tired message over and over again. They're sick and tired of hearing people say the same thing in slightly different ways and repeating it over and over again and feeling like there must be something wrong with them, why this isn't working for them. Because they are so tired of the same solution to the same problem. They're so over this, right? They're burnt out on basic. So drop burnt out or basic in the comments if you guys are so freaking tired of being burnt out on basic. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm burnt out on basic of people in my industry, teaching the same old crap to the same old song, doing the same old thing over and over again. I am tired of being burnt out on basic. And I hope you guys are tired of being burnt out on basic, because that's when change happens, when we decide to stop being burnt out on basic. And I knew it too well because I was burnt out on basic, right? I dug deep in my business. I knew that I was freaking awesome at what I did. And I'm betting that you guys all know you're good at what you're doing. You know that you're amazing because that's why you're here. But I was too busy trying to be the same, trying to blend in, that I had no idea what made me different. I had no idea that me being different was what was going to get people to raise their hands up high and say, yes, please. So the first thing I did was I stopped blending in. I found what I call my innovative factor, my innovative authority, that thing that made me totally different than the rest, which, by the way, is super awkward and weird when we're taught our whole lives and we spend whole time in high school trying to blend in. It's really hard to want to stand out. And honestly, this changed the game for me. Okay. It changed everything for me. And I want to tell you, and I'm going to share with you guys what my innovative authority looks like a little bit down there, but I want to share with you how some of my clients have done it. My client Courtney is constantly getting messages asking about our service because she owned her innovative authority. My client Rachel is getting hit up for podcast interviews faster than she can respond to because she has created innovative authority. And my client Mary, she's booked out her one-on-ones for 9 months in advance because she has leveraged her innovative authority in a way that is so freaking magnetic, nobody can say no. The game changer is authority, recognizing that authority. So drop authority if you guys are so freaking ready for authority. If you are tired of competing in this market and you're ready to carve out your own. So here's what you need to know, okay? If it feels like you're speaking and no one listens, you feel like you're constantly putting your voice out there and you feel like all you hear is crickets. It feels like you're hustling for clients month after month and you're ready to find an easier way to grow it and get more yeses in your business. The problem is that you need innovative authority. This is what renders your competition completely irrelevant. It doesn't even, I'm not going to teach you how to compete against your other people in your market. I'm going to teach you how to literally create your own freaking market so that you are the only option. There is no other option. Imagine that. Imagine what it would feel like to be the only option to people. Okay. The problem is that your potential clients, you look like everyone else. If you look like everyone else and you're blending in, they're going to struggle to hand over their hard-earned cash because why should they, right? Why would I ask you to hand over your hard-earned cash, the money and time you work so freaking hard to create? Why would I ask you for that if I'm offering something that's like everybody else out there? If I was just another business coach giving you the same tired message, the same tired thing over and over again, why would you want that? Right? Why would anyone want to do that? And ouch, that hurts, right? It hurts to hear that if you are not giving them a reason to raise their hands because they're not sure that you're giving them results. They're not sure that you are the solution to their problems, right? I want to hit that hard, right? I want to hit it. And so if you felt that deep and you're like, ouch a little, that's good. So drop heart if it hits you a little hard, hits you in the heart. It's making you really feel that. And recognizing that you're asking your clients, potential clients, to say yes to the same boring basic. And they don't deserve that. They deserve better than that. See, when you establish innovative authority, you're no longer competing based on price like everybody else is. You're no longer shouting. So if you see people who run ads nonstop, it's because they have to throw so much money into their business to get people to pay attention. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be fighting for attention. I don't want to be constantly trying to get people to look at me. That's just not what I signed on for this business. Okay. And if you're jumping into those promo threads and you're showing up on YouTube, Pinterest, Insta, and Facebook, and you're tired of creating countless pieces of content, it's just not going to work. Okay. My clients have learned to create less content, show up in less places, and produce better results. Like posts that get hundreds of responses. Imagine what that would feel like, right? What would it feel like to you if you could create content that people came running to you and said, how can I work with you? What would that change in your life if you knew the exact words to say to people to get them to raise their hands and say, heck yes? And if this sounds like a dream, it's totally not, guys. I promise you it's not, because I've done it in my business and I've helped countless other women, hundreds of women, do the same thing for theirs. Because innovative authority is how we clearly and effortlessly share our massive, 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 massive story. Because remember yesterday, we talked about how we're a catch, right? We're all a catch. You're all here because you're the diamond in the rough. So you're going to see that on here, right? You're going to see in your worksheet. And if you don't have it, it's okay. Just take notes for me. But I want you to start recognizing how creating a wait list of clients is having that innovative authority by being a diamond in the rough. So I want you to start thinking about it. I want you to start recognizing, how are you a diamond in the rough? How do you get people to say, heck yes? Because that's the deal. People are tired of it. My clients are happy to pay me. Like my clients literally are like, where's the invoice? Send it over to me, because they know that what I give to them solves their problem. It gets them results. They're happy to pay it. Imagine what it feels like to have people who are happy to pay your prices. They're literally like begging you, saying, send over the invoice. Sometimes when I forget, that's what my clients do. Okay. And we're about to jump in, but you guys know I've told you I'm going to share this, and I want to explain to you why I keep bringing this up. I have limited number of pathway calls. Okay. Pathway calls are 15-minute calls between you and I. These are for people who are ready to take massive action in their business. You've heard me talk about this, and my pathway calls are almost completely full. So if you want to learn how to actually take the information we've been talking about and how you can apply that specifically to your business to render your competition irrelevant and get off this hamster wheel of content creation and stop feeling like you need to be heard, you need to tell us call in the comments. Now, before you drop call in the comments, I need you to be clear on something. These are for the people who are ready to start taking action. They're people who are saying, I want help. I want to look for the opportunity. I want to create a massively successful business and create massive authority. Okay? Because I'm not going to teach you cookie cutter tactics. I'm not going to talk to you about things that are the same old things you've heard a million times. But I have limited spaces available, and I do not want you to miss out on this and come back to me later and say, Naz, I wish I had booked one of those calls. So if you're truly ready to stop being the best kept secret and you want to start fast tracking your success because you know your success is not optional, then drop call in the comments, okay? Because we're running out of spaces and I don't want you to be one of those people who comes back to me later. So drop call in the comments if you want to book your free pathway call, okay? Anytime during this training, if you're like, oh gosh, now I want to book mine, it's okay, drop call and my team will reach out to you to make sure we get you set up. So let's talk about being an innovator in the market in what I call the blue ocean strategy. So drop blue if you're still here with me, if you're hearing me and everything's making sense, okay? So here's the deal. We want to start looking at how we're going to be the innovator in the market, how we're going to be totally unique. Most entrepreneurs are standing in a completely saturated market, myself included, right? I'm not a business coach, but I stand in a market of business coaches, and they're all shouting to try and be heard. They're all trying to force themselves to get some sort of traction, okay? And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to keep fighting for that. And there's a path that only a select few take that actually allows them to render that competition irrelevant and allows them to scale at hyper speed. And it's built around what we call the blue water strategy. Put simply, the blue water strategy breaks down to two things, okay? There's the red ocean and the blue ocean. Option number one is to swim in the red ocean, where the competition is fierce and you spend your hard-earned time, energy, and money on trying to stand out based on price and volume. It's exhausting. Blue ocean or red ocean sucks, right? Now the red ocean is where it's super crowded. It's saturated market. It's where the coaches, the consultants, the copywriters, the virtual assistants all find themselves fighting tooth and nail to gain any kind of traction. And where it may look like you're searching, or what I like to call hunting for leads, right? So drop hunting if you feel like right now you're hunting for leads. You're fighting tooth and nail for those leads. And no shame, we've all been there. It's all part of the process, right? But if you're tired of hunting for leads, because that's what happens. If you find yourself waiting for the next potential client and standing there and waiting to get on the thread, and then you're getting lost in a sea of 100 other responses, right? Because it's going to be a constant battle when we hunt for leads. It's a constant battle and the fast track to being overworked and overwhelmed. I don't know about you guys, but I was overworked and overwhelmed for far too long. And I didn't leave my corporate career to start an entrepreneurship to only be worse, to be more overworked and more overwhelmed than before. Now, option number two is the blue ocean. This is where competition becomes irrelevant, guys, because you carve an absolutely brand new path in an uncontested marketplace, meaning the only other person out there is you. You're not fighting for attention. You are the center of attention. So drop center if you are like, girl, that sounds amazing. I want to be the center. I want to be the pioneer in my industry, right? You want to be the top. You want to be sitting at the very top of that pyramid and not being just another service provider. Now, getting to the blue ocean takes some work, right? It means creating brand new demand in a marketplace. Means that you're using our innovative authority to no longer be a part of the rest of the crowd. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. I want to make sure I'm not missing any Comments. Good. I'm seeing center, center, center. Good. Now, being an innovator, or as a pioneer, as I like to call it, isn't as complicated as a lot of people make it out to be. It's about mastering what makes you unique, so unique differentiation, and knowing exactly how you can share that with other people in a way that makes your value completely undeniable. I'm sorry I have to keep looking away. I don't know which screen I have to look at. So if you see my eyes wander, that's why. Okay, so in doing this, what you're able to do is command higher prices because you're the only option. Imagine literally people don't bat an eye. They don't even think twice because they're like, you are the only option out there. There is nothing else out there. Okay. You're able to go from hustling to completely booked out business within months and not years. Okay. So drop booked out if you guys are like, girl, let's book out. Like, this sounds awesome. And they get asked to speak on podcasts. They get asked to be in the summits, in co-authored books, and be in magazines because people stop to pay attention to what they have to say. And you know what the coolest part of all is? They get to focus on doing what they love and making massive impact so that they can spend less time marketing their business. Because here's the deal. It's time to be different. It's time to create massive, massive differentiation. I got tired of blending in. I got tired of testing out everyone else's voice and everyone else's tactics and wondering why it felt so off. This is where so many others in your similar industry have failed you. They taught you a tactic. They taught you to hit that copy and paste, right? Differentiating is what allows us to see how we are different than everyone else. So I want you to think for a second and tell me, what's one thing that makes you different than everyone else in your industry? Just one thing. And this is going to be part of something you have to think more deeper into. But I want you to think of just one thing that makes you totally unique to the rest of the people in your business, in your industry. So for me, I'll share mine as you guys are popping in because I want you to take a second and think about it. All these business coaches that are teaching copy and paste tactics, and they're teaching them to just run ads and to copy and paste what they're saying and to just cold message people. And here I am coming in and changing the game for business owners. I tell people there's 3 things they have to master. They have to have innovative authority. This is my proprietary process that gets people's results. Number 2 is I teach people how to create an easy yes lead system. It's literally the fastest and easiest way to get people to say yes faster. And 3 is I teach people how to actually get their clients results so that they can retain them. This is my proprietary process. This is what makes me different than anyone else out there. There is nobody else out there that teaches what I teach. Nobody. I can wave my hands super high and say nobody else teaches what I teach because I've done the research. I found what makes me different. I spent time and effort and energy getting to know what made me proprietary and what I did. And I learned that this was the answer to more people getting results. So when I tell people about my prices, they say yes. But guess what? It happens with what I call dynamic framework. Dynamic framework is your proprietary system that produces results. So before we jump any further, the number 1 question on your workbook says, creating innovative authority allows you to render your competition irrelevant. The second question is what I started to ask you right now, which is how are you and your offer one of a kind? How are you the diamond in the rough? You're going to come back and fill these out, okay? But number 3 on there is my dynamic framework allows me to share my messaging and positioning in a way that is undeniable to my client. Okay? Dynamic framework is literally your proprietary system. Everybody has it. I don't care who you are. We all have a proprietary system. We just haven't always uncovered it. In creating a proprietary system, we create better results for our clients and we create a blue ocean strategy. You create a signature framework that creates success in a way that nobody else is doing out there. You're pretty much calling out the rest of the industry and saying, I am the only one here. So drop dynamic in the comments if you're ready to create dynamic framework in your business. You're ready to no longer be doing the same old tactics and hacks that everyone else is doing, right? Because it's about having clarity around your market and what they're frustrated by. You have to know your ideal clients and why they're so tired of all the other solutions out there. Then you have to look at where the gaps are, because the only way for us to find the gaps are for us to know what the gaps are. Okay. So knowing those gaps comes from a place of knowing our dynamic framework, knowing our market and saying, I am so tired of what everyone else out there is teaching, and being able to call that out and fill that gap in the marketplace with your dynamic framework. Okay, that allows us to either eliminate or add elements to our process so that we can differentiate ourselves and create our own blue ocean strategy. Because as an innovative authority, you're going to tap into a whole new marketplace. That means no more competing, no more shouting from the rooftops or going into every promo thread and trying to get people to listen. It's a matter of having something so undeniable that people are running to you because they're like, I want something that's not basic. I want the solution that has never been said before, because we're choosing to stand up. Okay. They want a solution to a problem they're tired of trying to fix. Just like you guys are here because you're tired of trying to fix your lead generation or client retention and trying to constantly grow your business with the same old, same old. You're here because you want something new. Okay. So the way Innovative Solutions works, or dynamic framework works, it means that we take an evergreen problem, a well-known problem, something that's happening all the time. Okay. So think of one thing in your market that never ends up. We never run out of this problem, and drop it in the comments and tell me what it is. What's a problem that your audience is always going to have? For mine, it's always going to be getting more clients. It's always going to be growing their business. No one's ever going to run out of that problem, right? So tell me what's a problem, a concept that people are aware of, that they're tired and they want a new solution to. Okay. I want to hear from you guys. What's an evergreen problem that you're hearing all the time that people want a solution to? Okay. This allows us to break out of a traditional competitive strategy and grow demand by using that innovative authority. So you're no longer going to be swimming in the red ocean. You're going to be swimming in a blue ocean because you're not competing. You literally have something so clear because you're creating an evergreen, you're creating a innovative solution to an evergreen problem. Now, the key to that is that literally you knowing that it's an evergreen problem. It's a problem that isn't going to change. That means in a year from now, 2 years from now, people are still going to be having this problem. Okay. Yay, I'm seeing all of you guys coming up with your own. So it's the evergreen problem and creating an innovative solution, meaning a solution that's not the same thing they've heard a million different times. Okay. So we talked about this. This is our dynamic framework. Dynamic framework allows you to share your messaging and positioning in a way that completely is undeniable to your clients. I shared with you guys my dynamic framework in my business is teaching people 3 things: how to create innovative authority so they can render their competition irrelevant, how to create an easy yes pathway system that literally gets people to say yes so much faster within less than a week, going from hello to closed. And number 3 is how to create results, consistent results for your clients so that you can retain them. This is my dynamic framework. Everybody has dynamic framework. Okay. So I want you guys to recognize dynamic framework is the first step in creating innovative authority. So again, I'm going to walk you through really quickly what this looks like. Number 1, understanding the problem. We're taking that evergreen problem and we're creating that innovative solution so we can create that massive shift. So number 1, we understand the problem. Number 2, we find out where the gaps in the marketplace are. Why are other offers not working? Do you know why other offers out there aren't working? And you can't say me. It's not because it's missing me. We have to be able to clearly differentiate that. So drop marketplace or market. If you're starting to see the gaps in that market, you're starting to look for the gaps in why other solutions don't work for people. Okay. Number 3 is creating your own proprietary process. Number 4 is being the only solution, knowing how to share that message in a clear and compelling way that gets people to raise their hands over and over and over again. So knowing your client and what they need on 2 levels. So understanding that problem is a 2-part process. You need to know the problem that they have right now. That's a deep and immediate need. And then you need to know the needs that are the things that you're like, what they really need to fix is this. Okay. There's 2-pronged process to that. Most people don't realize we have to be able to solve both. We have to be able to create a bridge between both the immediate needs and the deep needs. Okay. So tell me right now, are you fixing an immediate need and a deep need? Say one or both. Just so I know, are you currently fixing immediate and deep needs? Okay. Then looking at your marketplace, most people are standing around and then they're just shouting louder and they're like, I don't know why it's not working. Well, do you know the gaps in your marketplace? Do you know what's not working for people? Do you know why people are so frustrated with other solutions out there? If you don't know why people are frustrated with other solutions, you sure as heck are not going to be able to create your own solution. Okay? You need to be able to create a solution that is unique. So you have to know the gap. So drop gap, because I want to make sure you guys are recognizing that there's a gap in the marketplace. Do you know the gap and how you create a process that solves that gap? Even if you don't, just drop gap so I know that you guys are here on the gap, okay? Because you need to understand where that gap is so that you can fill that gap. That's exactly what we do when I teach my clients how to create dynamic framework. We take an evergreen problem, we find where the gaps are in the marketplace, and then I help them build the actual dynamic framework that creates a solution to that problem. That's that proprietary process. That is what makes you innovative. That is what makes you totally different and renders your competition completely irrelevant. Okay, knowing that you can fill those in an innovative way. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people are like, Naz, I have no idea how to find what makes me innovative. And sometimes it's because we're too close to the problem to be able to find that solution. So take my client, Katie, for example. When she came to me, she'd only been in business for a few months and she was swimming in a saturated market of social media managers. She struggled to get clients, and those that she did were completely undervaluing her, and growing her business felt totally impossible. We took her from a small fish in the big ocean to creating strategic, innovative authority. So she became the go-to expert for creating a buyer's journey strategy. And within 30 days, Katie messaged me and said, I have booked out my business, because we were able to clearly share exactly what she does that was unique to everybody else. She went from being that best kept secret to being wildly in demand because she coupled a big evergreen problem that people had, and she created an innovative solution to the problem, meaning that nobody wanted anything else because they were tired of all of that and they were like, give me this. Imagine if you were like Katie. She created a blue ocean strategy. And most of the time, my clients come to me because they come from highly saturated markets, things like health coaches, in the parenting niche, business coaches, copywriters, VAs, social media managers, life coaches, photographers, the list goes on and on. I work with tons of people in saturated markets, and each and every one of them are completely blown away at how their dynamic framework and their innovative authority allows them to call in clients like clockwork. Drop call in. Hey, Katie. Drop call in if you're ready to call in clients into your business. You're tired of hustling for them, because it's like a switch gets flipped. Okay. And it's like you can't stop because their message is so on point. They're showing up in a bigger way, and they're done spending months and months of struggling and feeling like it's just so difficult to feeling like it's so easy. I know you guys are ready to call in clients rather than hustle for them. And remember, I want you to recognize innovative authority, recognizing our unique differentiation and how we create dynamic framework and how we stand out from the crowd allows us to command higher prices. And I'm talking about ethically doubling or tripling your prices and getting more guests faster because they see the massive value in what you offer as an innovative authority. You're the only solution to their problem, so it's undeniable. And you create massive demand. Imagine creating demand in your business, like people literally being like, I need more of this. People hunting you instead of you hunting them. You create a brand new, massive creative demand. It allows you to have no longer to compete, but creating a demand in an innovative marketplace. That means people running to you, people saying, why haven't I seen this solution before? And then becoming a sought after leader. Like I told you, my clients are literally getting booked out businesses. They're getting interviewed in podcasts left and right because of this. So I want to share with you guys, because you're here today, because you know that you are the best kept secret. You are tired of being the best kept secret, and you're ready to start creating massive strategic value in your business so that you can show up as an innovative authority, so that you can rock this business and scale this business in less time. So here's my offer to you. Okay. I've been talking to you guys all the last couple days over about pathway calls, and I want to explain to you why I'm sharing this pathway calls with you. I know that you've been waiting for a change. I know you've been ready to take a chance and a leap in your business to get to the next level. And that time is now. I have a program called the Sustainable Profit Academy, and it's the only program of its kind. I know this because I spent years and years searching for this program. It's an exclusive group container that has every single step of your growth mapped out for you, specific to your business. In it, I take you through your phases of massive growth. We create your innovative authority and holding you to a new standard of leadership, creating an untapped marketplace of opportunity complete with your dynamic framework. And when I tell you I'm going to teach you your dynamic framework, I mean, I'm not going to teach you what worked for other people. We're actually going to dive into your business and see how to create dynamic framework that makes you completely undeniable to your clients, taking you from that best kept secret to being the sought out master in your industry. We build out a lead system that's customized to you that allows you to attract, nurture, and convert clients like clockwork in less time. Imagine that. Imagine being able to get more yeses faster. And I show you how to deliver massive results. This is what a lot of other people out there don't teach you, is how to actually build a program, build an offer in your business that gets massive results for people. Do you know why? Because my clients aren't singing my praises just for fun. They're singing my praises because they see what I do is different. They see that what I do is about getting results for them. And if you want your clients to be singing your praises so that you can retain those clients and call in brand new clients, here's the deal. Okay. I have 20 spots available in the Sustainable Profit Academy at $1,000 discount. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. The price is going up. But for the next 20 people, it's a crazy deal because I want to be super selective about who I bring into my business. I want to be super selective about who I call into this program because it's not meant for every woman. Okay. It's meant for women who are driven to make massive impact and to change lives. If you're ready to change lives, drop lives in the comment. If you are so ready to change lives, if you're tired of being the best kept secret, because this is a program that's meant for women who know that success is no longer optional. And like I said, it's for women who are ready to put in the work and create a business and a life that surpasses what they've even imagined. Because I don't know about you, but I want a life that my business fits my life, not the other way around. And for the next 20 people, I'm giving $1,000 off. But here's the deal. You can't just go enroll. I'm not going to just share a link and let you get in because I am super, super passionate about helping the right people, about helping people who know they want to make massive impact and they want to change the world. And so I can't stress this enough. This is unlike anything else out there. I can promise you this. But what I want you to do is book a pathway call. So you can drop call in the comment. You could drop lives in the comment if you want to book a free pathway call. But I want these free pathway calls to be for people who are serious about change. They're serious about making massive impact. They're serious about taking this side business or this business that isn't creating the freedoms they desired and bringing it to the next level and getting a business that feels really good to you. Imagine being able to wake up every single day and knowing exactly what you need to be doing in your business, knowing exactly what needs to happen. Because I'm not giving you a course. I'm not walking you through some steps. I'm giving you customized strategy for your business so that you know what's going to work for you. Because that's what my clients come to me to. They come years after working with me and saying, Naz, I'm still applying the same things you taught me in my business. Because it's like having a strategy that actually makes your success completely inevitable. It's allowing you to master your voice, master your message, so you can quit marketing all the time and start impacting more so that you can enjoy your life and have dream clients coming to you. And if that's not you, that's totally okay, guys. I'm not offended by it because I only want to call in the right people, the people who are ready to make impact, to change their lives and massively up-level their business and make a profit doing that. But if that's not you, don't worry. Stick around for the next couple of days. You're still going to get massive value out of this. But this is the reason why I have such a powerful group of clients who stick around with me and who sing my praises again and again. Okay? Courtney says, the best thing I did was book a call with you 6 months ago. Like I tell you, my clients sing my praises without me ever having to ask, because they've worked with me, because they've seen the difference, because they've been able to master their innovative authority and show up in the most incredible way possible. So this is, I want to tell you one more time, drop call in the comments. Even if you're on bordering on that line of like, it sounds good, but I'm not sure if I'm able to do it, drop call, because once my calls are fully booked, I can only chat with you via DM. And let's be real, it's so much more powerful when we can chat in the phone calls. Okay. So drop call if you want to book a free 15-minute pathway call where we're going to take a look at your business. I will be completely honest with you. I turn away clients that I don't feel like are a good fit because I'm super selective about who I bring in. So I want you to drop call in the comments. This is your opportunity to massively shift your life and create a business that thrives beyond your expectations, because trust me, it's incredible when this happens. Okay. For the rest of you, I want to break down for you what a pathway to scalable business is and what I'm going to be covering over the rest of the days. Yesterday, we talked about unshakable mindset, having that mindset of yes. Okay. Knowing that your success is inevitable. Step 2 is innovative authority, right? That's what we talked about today. And if you need help learning how to actually implement this in your business, that's why we say call. So stop competing by being an innovator that magnetizes clients and is the leader in their industry. Step 3 is systemizing your lead process. This is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to share with you what it means to have an easy yes lead system. Again, this is proprietary to me. It's something I've done in my business for over a decade, and I've helped my clients do the same thing. So if you want to create a process that allows you to attract more clients into your business and market less, that means marketing in less than an hour a day, you want to learn how to do this, then definitely come back in tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to be talking about how to create your easy yes lead system. But I want to give you guys a second to come in and let me know if you guys have any questions at all. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about anything I've shared with you today about innovative authority? I know I've gone over so much. I'm trying to keep these trainings short, but you can see how passionate I am about what I do. So sometimes it's hard to keep it short. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. But let me know, do you guys have any questions about anything I've shared with you here today about innovative authority? Do you have any questions about dynamic framework or understanding how authority is the answer to you truly standing out from the rest of the competition and carving out a brand new marketplace? Do you guys understand this so far? Just drop a heck yes if you get it so far, if this is all making sense to you, because I am a really, really passionate person about making sure that you guys are getting what I'm putting down. So let me know right now if everything we've talked about thus far has made sense. And while I'm waiting for you to drop into the comments, I want to remind you, you guys didn't sign up for this just to get more knowledge. You signed up for this for action. So here's what I want to make sure you guys do. I want to make sure you guys are taking action in the homework that I give you guys. Everything I do is strategically placed so that you guys are actually getting out of this what you signed up for. So if you didn't do the homework for yesterday, drop homework in the comments and we could tag you in the homework thread, okay? My goal for you is to actually take what you're learning here and put it into action, not for you to just compile more content and compile more knowledge that isn't getting you anywhere. So drop homework in the comments. If you didn't do the homework for yesterday, we're going to start tagging everybody in the homework thread because I am not willing to let you guys just skim by this. So drop homework if you guys need a tag in there. Let me know if you did the homework. Awesome. If not, no worries. I'm just going to make sure you guys take action. I want to give you guys a taste of what it's like actually working with me. I'm so hardcore on my clients. I will hunt them down and be like, why didn't you do this? Where are you at with this? Because I believe so much in your success. So I'm doing the same thing for you guys this week. Okay. If at any time during this process, you want to ask for a call, drop call in either the comments here. You can DM me, you can DM one of the success advisors, because like I said, we might actually have already filled all of our spots. But just in case we didn't, drop call in the comments one last time. Come back with me tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3:30 Pacific Standard Time for me. I want to make sure we guys get you all set, because make sure you're doing the worksheets, because that's going to help you understand the lead system. Okay. I want to make sure you guys understand what needs to be in place to create a lead system. A lead system is literally what's allowed me to create $100,000 last year in 90 days and create a multiple six-figure business working less than 15 hours a week. So again, I want to invite you guys to make sure you guys are doing the workbook. So I'm going to just do one more last thing. Make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're filling out the workbook. And make sure you're reaching out if you guys need any help. And then make sure you're dropping call in the comments if you want to book a call so that you don't miss out on this, because I don't want you to not get a call. Okay. All right, guys, if you don't have any questions, I did it in under an hour, guys. I'm like super excited because I'm hard for me to do it under an hour. Make sure that you guys let me know if you guys are watching on replay or you need to go back to this. These will be up for the next couple of days, so you will have access to them, but just make sure that you're jumping in because all the free coaching happens here. Also, you're going to be getting a special invitation to an offline event for only a select few of you, so make sure you're checking your emails, because that's only going to be coming via email. I'll not be announcing it inside of my group because it's really a selective opportunity for you to get in here. But otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys found this useful. If so, let me know about your wins because I just absolutely love hearing about your wins. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day, and I will check back in with you tomorrow on Wednesday, and we'll chat later. Bye, guys.